Hello everyone, this is Greyshot117 here bringing you another Company vs. Replay, brought to you by, if I can find this gentleman, Eugene1235. If you would like to send in a replay, please do so, and you can do so to my YouTube channel, simply by submitting it through my Facebook link and also my email link. I'll look at my YouTube channel, real easy to pick up. And if you don't know how to send it in, just look up how to send a CH2 video on my channel, and I'll show you how. But in case Eugene sent this in, and from what he told me in the description, which was quite long, thank you for that, and, you know, fuck you for that, but whatever, in a capacity, he did give me a long description that went over the game in quite vivid detail. So, positive note, I know what's going on. Negative note, I know what's going on. I'm messing with you. Thank you, Eugene, for saying that, and it always helps. It really does. But in any case, let's double check everyone's rank to see, of course, you know, the ranks of everyone. To see if it's a even match or if it's a match that is really not. And we can actually see the axes are actually down. So we'll see how this goes. Now, typically, again, 3 OKW, 1 Vermont, and 2 British, 1 Soviet, and 1 American player. Eugene is OKW, and he with the Fortifications Doctrine, not bad on this map. We'll see how he uses it. Alright, so we have a push here. For those who, I guess, who don't typically watch my CH2 replays, Red Ball Express, one of the newer maps to CH2. Personally, one of my favorite maps, just because of how the lanes are located, but it's still all connected. It's one of the more unique maps in my perspective. But yeah, so anyway, 2 fuel points each side. 1 more open, 1 more claustrophobic in a woods, and 1 kind of a mix between like an urban type environment, which again, unique and symmetrical, kind of, mostly. Wow, my cat just slid on my desk and knocked over a bunch of stuff. I will get that later. But in any capacity, we can see here that the allied players are having some difficulty on the right. Looks like we have a triple team over here. Again, I've seen this quite a lot where you put more resources on one side or more men. That way you can hold down and get those, well, again, you get the fuel and or munitions, which is something you kind of need on this map. But the nice thing about this map is 2 things. A, the point right here and the point back here, you can easily decap and you can cut off that territory. So there is a simple decap point. And if you have, let's say, a special ability, let's say that, you know, cutting off the supply lines, you know, if you have that, that just annihilates, break the point or something, I forget the name of it, but essentially it would neutralize a lot of players' units in that area. Also, it's easy for cut off, of course, to knock out fuel, munitions, etc., and stop them from getting special abilities. For example, the British don't get their special powers if the point is cut off, so that's something you can do. Let's see over here. The allies are not... Wow, this guy loves his IS-2. And a doctrine I've not seen in a while. Which is surprising, since it was one of the most prevalent doctrines on CH2. The shock rifle front lines, aka known for the IS-2, the flame stuff, and the shock troops. We also have some special weapons, so AT and the Crocodile, also very good. Armor Company, I find this one kind of stupid, but we'll see how Fat Controller uses it. Anyway, we have Skin, Zeke, Bluey, and Fat versus Eugene, King of Western Chew. Alright. We'll call him King, 15, and Towie. Nice truck. Why did you say nice truck? Did someone blow up a truck? Did the truck get incinerated? Is he moving up a truck? Oh, maybe you put 2 trucks next to each other. I do like how you're both going fuel munition, so it's not like mechanized, sorry. So you're not both like overlapping. You have a nice variety of units, which is something, well, you need to win this game, honestly, because again, we can see the allies have a wide variety of units. So again, you need a wide variety of forces to deal with them. Let's see, we have breakthrough. So Yag Tiger, good long range. Something you do have to deal with immediately, because again, it vets up. I love this conversation. I'm just like half paying attention to it. Never had an MG, you pong. Build the truck. What the hell is going on? That's a Kubel. That's a truck. Okay, you're building the truck. Are you bringing it up to the front line? I mean, we have British infantry here that could do some serious damage if you're not careful. Because it seems like they know about you're building a truck, which is, once again, terrible to put an idea like, hey, build the truck on all chat where everyone can see it. When side is lost, that's the... What are you guys talking about? Oh. You took it too far forward. Oh. Oh. Well, that was a great push. Like your half track. Again, I've seen this thing used a lot more. Its flammability is extremely deadly against a lot of British players, because British don't typically have AT weapons. Now, in this case, I believe he does. I mean, he has tank counters for one thing. He could also get Piats if you want to go, you know, have that. And looks like we have an armored car, so that's the other thing you can get as British to neutralize that. Now we can see here, this American player, aka Fat, is like, I'm not just gonna stick around while you burn my men. I mean, don't get me wrong, the men will continue to burn, but is at least trying to flank and get around. Unfortunately, it looks like we have an MG here, like a medical headquarters, so most likely he will be able to push from that. Also, I see a nice fire. Oh, no, he's separating. Alright, so he's not that stupid. Alright, I mean, I expect him to actually have some tactics being a 3-star player, but, you know. We'll see how that goes. Double Stern Pioneer moving up. Looks like Towie did lose some forces, or at least... no, he lost forces. He only having 3 men. Wow, okay, you lost forces as well, so... You are looking for what? What? Oh, well, the rifleman. I like how he's, like, going back and forth, like, oh, there's so many of them. And he burned them alive. Jesus Christ. Now the armored car is most likely going to want revenge. So, unfortunately, 15, well, this was a great idea. You kind of fucked up. Because you should not have stayed in enemy territory for so long. And now I see some issues with AK-15 not having an army. We have Towie not having a lot of men. And Eugene having a nice wide variety of forces. Luke can combat this, but again, you have to be very micro-focused with it and make sure that you have support with it and you can take it out. But the armor car, I believe, does have a distinct advantage. But, you know, having 2, of course, will alleviate that. Did you go... Okay, double Yag Tiger, fortifications, and the Tiger Ace. Once again, I'm not a big fan of this doctrine. I think this doctrine is... It's a final move doctrine. The again, I love the Stormtroopers in it. The G43 combined with the Panzer Strike is a good combo. The stun grenades are great. Panzer Tactician is always a great ability. Why are you moving up a mortar without anything is beyond me. But yeah, it's... Wow, nice job with the loops. But yeah, I don't know. The Tiger Ace is something where I see a lot of people fail. It takes a very skilled and very a very good player to not only prepare for the Tiger Ace, but use it correctly. It's a devastating unit, but again, it's not... You have to use it correctly in the fact that you have to make sure that not only are you making sure that it doesn't take a lot of damage, and you're using it as much as you possibly can, but you're also not taking heavy casualties from your support units. That's the big thing. Sorry about that. But any capacity, we have a big blob push up here. And again, Eugene's forces, because he has the most amount. I don't get me wrong, the Allies haven't taken casualties, but, I mean, like, for example, this guy is just swarming through this territory, nothing there. So, while don't get me wrong, the Axis are killing a lot of Allied forces. Oh, shoot, there goes your Lukes. Tank hunters. Exactly what you need. Why do you keep this here? Also, why do you have the mechanized attack on? Like, you should have it set from not kill armor, but to kill anything. I don't know. I just don't know with that. Don't get me wrong, it's good at killing some infantry, but not all that much. So you have to be very careful with it. See, we see through here. More infantry pushing up. Allied is being pushed back with the British. Although... Oh, shoot. Is that everyone's doctrine? Yeah, that's everyone. So, Bluey picked the Vanguard operations. Once again with the Crocodile, I don't like how you both want crocodile, or I do. I mean, they're separate doctrines, but I feel like, I don't know, another British doctrine like the bombing strike, or I mean, don't worry, strafing support's good, and concentrated fire operations also okay, but it's essentially just like railway. So in my humble opinion, I think like a tactical support or commando would have been great. I'm glad he didn't go mattress, and I'm also glad he didn't go with a heavy fortification, although that has its purposes too. But with what you, but I don't know. I'm seeing. I'm trying to put my finger on it, but I feel like these two may not. They're too close to each other. I know the crocodile is the only thing that really relates, but I feel like they just don't have the firepower to break up a lot of these buildings where tactical support and commando bombing does. And especially with your teammates. I mean, you have another railway. I guess that would be okay. We'll see how it goes. Stop. Let me stop like going over, the commando and, well, not the commando, but pretty much their doctrines, and let's actually go on the battle. I mean, you have Vickers, and has some armor-piercing capabilities, but hey, at least you have cannon warfare, and a pack covering that for some reason. Why are you still fighting? Like, seriously. Just get out of there. We have a big push here through the riflemen, because, once again, this is where you guys fucked up. And I'm not saying specifically Eugene, because, again, Eugene's over here, so his allies also... Okay, Eugene may have fucked up by putting that medical in his base, though I guess he just didn't want to be hit by flames and other special abilities, or risk it and keep it back at his base. That way, again, you can't call in a special ability inside a person's base, so that's why I most likely put it there. But like this guy, 15, and then you have Towie. Why are you putting all your bases on the right hand side? You're neglecting half the map. So, in my humble opinion, you should be focusing on your side. All you're doing is allowing the allies half the map uncontested. And Jesus Christ, I mean, don't get me wrong, you lost that commando, but oh wow, did he annihilate? Like, look how many dead Germans. Quite a lot of dead Germans from one grenade. Nice job. Just nice. Oh wait, did he live? I don't know if he lived or not, but he did enough. Actually, and with this, he can actually use the charge ability and get enough commandos and just charge in and massacre a bunch of units. Now, nice job with the MG. At least you're stopping them from, getting these. And nice job with the Minesweeper, making sure he didn't lay a trap or something. Let's see. We have these guys with SCG-44s. Now, they do all 4 of SCG-44s, so they're a lot better than, let's say, the Volk squads. But yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I like the G43 Panzer combo because, again, it helps with everything. Increases attack power versus anti-infantry. It compensates that with a really good Panzer Strike along with interrogation, which reveals the entire map. So, Luke's on the run. Is he going to be killed by a... Yeah, this guy's a whole front line over here. So, most likely he's trying to guard the point and make sure that the Axis can't, like, swing around and knock out the Allied position. But that said, the Allies are still pushing pretty hard and flanking the Axis. So resource-wise, yeah, the Allies are winning. That's an easy one. If you looked at the map at the point, it looks like they have the Axis have between 2/3 to even like if you add the Allied extension, at most like they have a quarter of the actual resources. So that's kind of bad That's bad. You don't want to give either the Axis or the Allies a ton of munitions and fuel early game. Late game, it's fine, because usually a lot of people save up a lot of resources and you can kind of combat that. Not a great Stuka. Oh, great. Now we have shock troops for close range, and then we have these guys. And the armored car, which may go hunting for Stukas. Nice for cannon warfare, so at least you're prepared. I'm actually curious, okay, so you're like the only thing guarding the... Oh, we have a Panzerwerfer now, and it got hit with the giant blob. I love these allies, because they're like, okay, so these idiots all pretty much push themselves in one corner. Let's deal with that. Now, oh, please. if he would have walked into that his own attack, that would have made my day. Now, nice job with the artillery trying to kill that, but again, you have no support, so that AT gun's going to pretty much die. Double Vercan Warfare, I like the camouflage. You're trying to sneak up and hit an armored unit without it knowing. Army-wise, I'm actually thinking that the Allies should actually stay back and hold they shouldn't be engaging that territory. They should be holding what they have and just mining and just like causing issues for the Axis. Because right now, yeah, the Axis are down, and as long as you keep that, it's like the Battlefield where a lot of people will, in Conquest, where there's, let's say, 5 objectives, and everyone's like, guys, we have to get all the objectives. No, you just need 3 to win the game. I'm similar to this game where you just need 2. You don't need to stretch out everywhere to win. But that being said, don't focus all your attention on A and leave the rest completely blank. What you need to do is a nice balance. And when you do stretch out and you do control the majority of the points, don't keep going. Just hold so that when they attack, let's say the enemy attacks you, you can kind of hold your position, not stretch yourself too thin. I feel like the Allies are doing that where they had the advantage, but now that they literally bottleneck the Axis into this like choke point, it's literally like a blob that you can't necessarily kill. And they're having a rough time dealing a lot of damage now, and it's just not working. Now again, they have diverse forces, and they have a diverse set of commanders, mostly. I'm still trying to think, why do I think these two are the same? No, you want, maybe maybe it's just Crocodile. They're different enough where it's like one tank hunter long range, one's that, again, different. So I could see it working for the advantage. Nice demo, by the way, nice on the main road. Really nice Stuka, just annihilating a lot of that infantry. Got a big infantry push. No Panzerschrecks for some reason. Alright. Panzerwerfer, once again coming in. Oh, he knew exactly where he was going to retreat to. Again, one reason why a front, like having a position where you retreat to, not the smartest idea. The enemy knows where you are. Now we see here on the right hand side, we have Skin pushing up. Again, he's trying to retake this territory. I don't blame him. I mean, the Centaur is really good at killing infantry, and so far he has... Okay, Panzerschrecks are coming in. Well, not Panzerschrecks. Well, technically they are Panzerschreck, but they're Verkenwerfer. They're just like a mobile Panzerschreck on wheels, which makes them more accurate, but you get my point. You have AT coming in. Now, MG facing the wrong way, for starters. And you still have infantry here. So once they start firing, you kind of reveal its position. Also, Centaur, negative cover. You're not moving. Congratulations, you discovered you can hit stuff with negative cover. You just failed at recognizing it or killing it. You could have easily done both. Okay, I didn't see these Panzer Fusiliers. Again, people always forget, but remember guys, these guys have anti-tank rifle grenades, which make them pretty capable. Takes them forever to fire, but they can cripple a tank. So there you go. So it looks like his assault over here kind of was like a half fail, half win. He did a lot of damage, but looks like... Really, you're pushing up? You know they have an AT gun, right? Alright, whatever. At this point, what the Allies need to do is refocus their efforts and push on the left-hand side again. They need to come through here, take the territory, and kind of flank around, and somehow try to probably hold the line. Do you have any Okay, that's a big issue. None other guys have recon. Do these guys have recon? No. Well, I guess you could deploy stormtroopers, but not really. Anyway, I guess you could use the major from the ambulance if you really want to. But essentially, find out where they're keeping their Stukas and Panzerwerfers and neutralize them. That's what you need to do. Although, again, you're failing because now the Axis have their full army. We can see here he's a diverse set. He's going Panzer Fusilier, so he has the anti-infantry component along with the Verkenwerfers for the anti-armor component. Once again, amazing Stuka. Unsure why you guys keep clumping up in the same damn area. It's like, gee boys, lightning won't strike twice, so the Stuka won't strike twice. It's perfect. It makes common sense. No, just no. Okay, at least one of you guys got an armored unit, a Firefly. Maybe you could snipe the armor units. Maybe when they fire. Okay, you have the missiles that could stop them from running. you're recapping the territory. That's good. Luke's coming in. Eugene's on the going after them. We have an artillery piece again from his fortifications. They added that. I kind of like it because again, it kind of the biggest counter to fortifications was the artillery component. It didn't have anything to deal with enemy artillery. Now it does, and that's gonna screw things up. Hey, dude, you know he's firing in the vicinity. Maybe move your major back just like 10 feet. I would go 25 feet, but you know, maybe move it back. But again, okay, now he knows you're there because he hit your unit. But like move it a little bit away. Maybe an idea. Oh, we have a Brumbar. Once again, a good anti-infantry component. Bunch of guys with SCG-44s is where demo would be beautiful. Luke's falling back. We have a push on mid with a KV, but there's so much AT. I don't understand why you guys keep charging in headlong. And before you say Greyshot, you just told them to send in armor to go kill their wow, nice AT grenade. And nice flame, by the way, which is gonna burn up the infantry. I just imagine he's just like, fuck you, as he's just dying. But in all honesty, yeah, the AT grenade, stuff like that, but you have to be within range as long as you're fast and highly mobile. Saying that armored car around here, boom, you kill this thing. I mean, let's see, they have a Luke's, they have a Stuka, they have Panzerwerfer and a Brumbar, and they have nothing else. They have nothing that could chase down armored car and kill your stuff. As long as you're smart with it, as long as you can isolate the Stuka and the Panzerwerfer, you can neutralize the artillery and kind of get the game back. But on the flip side, Axis, I like how none of you are communicating, being like, well, maybe some of us should get armor. I don't know, that's just me. That's me just like, huh. Wow, really nice shot with the Brumbar. And people, I don't really see the Brumbar used, but man, when it is used, it is really effective. Is that hold the line? I'm assuming that's hold the line. Yes, it's hold the line. That was a really cool airstrike. And they held the line. Not only did they hold the line, but they recapped all this territory. So, good for them. Gain increased defense after repair time. Hawker Typhoon strafe enemies on the front lines with rockets and machine guns. Okay, touche, nice ability. Also, flame right near the HQ. Again, hurt the infantry while they're not paying attention. Smart. Oh, look, we have a tank destroyer. A Wolverine. Normally, this thing would not really pose a threat, but actually with its speed and its kind of like cheap attitude, oh my god, this thing would be perfect to just rush it by enemy lines. I know, it's like Greyshot's a tank destroyer, but it's pretty fast. It does decent amount of damage to medium armor and lighter. The enemy has nothing that can fight a tank destroyer, even at that like level. It's like the enemy having a bunch of... I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it, but maybe Pokemon Go reference. If the infantry are... If those tanks are all... Oh, no, screw it. I'm not even doing a Pokemon reference. Although I have been playing Pokemon Go. But let's just say this. They have nothing on that level. And that's easy to do. That can fight that Jax other than their tank destroyers. Which, I mean, their AT. Which, don't get me wrong. They have a lot of AT. But it's all facing the front line. And if you make them turn around, that's when your infantry can charge in, kill all their stuff, and bing bada boom, you're in a good position. Plus, you're not exactly losing a lot if you lose that to kill this thing. I have sacrificed plenty of T-34s in my day to kill stuff I just don't want to face. Now you get about a bulldozer. Okay, I get it that they're using the blobs infantry. I truly do, but oh look, they have an IS-2. They have a Churchill, and the Axis have once again nothing to fight it. If you say Greyshot, he's even up for a Yag Tiger, that could be a really dumb move. Because if he saves up for a Yag Tiger, it's a very large tank that is really hard to move, that's only good against armor. And while it might be great about all this stuff, it's a big lumbering giant, and the enemy has enough howitzer barrages, aka railway, to pound anything like that to smithereens. Though, from their stupidity in charging a dead tank right into the enemy base, I don't know. Do you... Okay, here's my question. You have the tank charge in. Do you really think he's not going to pay attention to his units? You call in those specials when they're not paying attention. My favorite ability to do is make the enemy retreat their forces, and then I call in a Stuka bomb strike as they're healing it in their base. So when they have that giant blob of infantry that you can't fight normally, call in the Stuka bomb, he's not paying attention to it, he's just healing his infantry, boom, bada bing, everything dies. If it's on the front line, the person's paying way more attention to tactics and like, what's coming at him, and like, you're more active. But when, of course, there's something in the back, you're not paying attention to this engineer squad. You're focused on your MG and shock troops on the front line. Although, I love how you stole over Canwerfer. You want to steal, what was that, Panzerschreck? Is that a demo? What is that? Oh, it's a demo. You guys placed a demo. Actually, really, really good place because people would go for the tank. There we go about the howitzer barrage, annihilating that. Wait, hold on. What are you making? A Brumbar? Another Brumbar. Because, you know, that's what you need. IS-2 moving up. Again, great heavy tank. Very powerful. They did buff it, I believe. Make it kind of penetrate a little bit more and a little bit more accurate. Though we have... Oh boy, we have a king. Now, again. If this is a Charizard, this is a Mega... Mega Charizard. A Mega Evolution. There you go. Ha! Snuck in a Pokemon reference. You can put in the comments how much you hate that, but whatever. Yeah, so typically an IS-2 can't really stand up to a king, though with the strafing support, that will help turn the tide a little bit. Stuka would also help turn the tide. Having a line of AT would help turn the tide. Oh my god. Now you retreat the IS-2 after it was, you know, took so many hits. Now, if the Churchill moves up, Churchill's gun's actually pretty good. It can penetrate Tiger armor. Also, why are you showing your rear armor? Of all things. Now, once again, the Axis are clumped up in one area. This is where the Allies would be smart in calling in every single piece of artillery here and just annihilating this stuff. Nice plane crash, by the way. Really like that. Set the mood. Now, again, we can see here the Axis are trying to push, but I feel like they're pushing with not a lot of reserves. They've been losing a lot, and they're dishing a lot to the Axis, but I'm just worried that they're just clumping up the Axis until it's like a spring and you kind of keep shoving it in the box and it just comes out and just annihilates. We have Zerring artillery, most likely from the fortifications. Actually, that's a really nice location. It's not in your face, but it's just far enough out to where you can still see them, and they'll cause enough damage. One missile hit, not both, which caused enough damage for, well, this thing to get stunned, for you to pull back. We still have Zerring artillery. I hope you know that. And you have a ton of armored units here that has taken substantial damage from this. You lost an IS-2 from it. And you're still charging in this. I'm sorry, is this backwards day? I know you're trying to kill the king. I know that may seem like the biggest thing in the world to kill a king tiger. And because, again, it's a king tiger. You want to hurt it. And congratulations, you killed it. But sacrificing an IS-2... I think, did you lose the Centaur? I'm sorry, I want to make sure. Yeah, you lost the Centaur, or whatever you had. If this base turret kills it, that'd be amazing. Nope. Yeah, just... I'm two minds, like, congratulations, you killed it, but then on the negative side, while you did kill it, I'm not 100% sure if that was the best thing. Also, Pack 43. Love this Pack 43 position, by the way. Beautiful. Because, again, as long as you can hold this side, which looks like you have enough bunkers to do so. Well, actually, no. Bunker over here would be good. The Pack 43 can fire through, knock out everything here. They send up any armor. And I feel like that's going to be the Axis downfall because they're not going to pay attention. Because so far, I've not seen any evidence that they're really micro-heavy except for this guy. Kind of, but as we can kind of see, he's not. Oh, great, you're charging up. At least you saved up the manpower, so that's good. Now you just have to keep your units alive and not lose any sort of unit for quite some time. And I swear to God, if you immediately lose this King Tiger because you think this Tiger Ace is like the best thing in the world. Okay, you fell back. But this is what I mean. So like right now the axes are all kind of clumped together, and now they're just going to start pushing. And what defenses do the allies have? Well, nothing, because they threw everything at it. This is why, I've been, of course, playing Hearts of Iron. Really like the game. So trying to figure out a way to release it that it's in a proper amount of time. Like, with COH2, I can release pretty much any sort of length, and I can typically, as long as it's like 20 minutes minimum, I can try to get a good gameplay out of it. Hearts of Iron is hard to exactly fit a chapter in there, although I'm trying to get better at it. But yeah. But anyway, Hearts of Iron, a great reference. Your units have supplies and organization, and after a battle, you can solve the unit, but it's just really low. So what I typically do is I wait for the enemy to attack me, waste all their supplies trying to break my line, and then I immediately attack them back when my units are slightly injured, but not that injured, and just annihilate all the troops because they have nothing. They use everything to attack me, and I just wipe out their front line, just push through the enemy lines, typically. And it looks like the Axis are doing just that. The Allies have wasted a lot of resources in that last push. They don't have a lot of resources to hold. And slowly but surely, the Axis are pushing up. Wow, that was a really lucky... Well, almost lucky. Pack 43 is just guarding the flank. Oh. And this is what I mean. So, like, the Axis do have defenses. They do... Wow, okay, move the Stuka. It's on fire. But they do have stations that they can fall back to when engaging. You really don't have that. Or at least you have not set that up. So we have the Yag and that. So that's pretty much going to make any armor pushing through mid essentially a no-go. Also, I kind of do like the artillery. We can see Eugene having a 3-star RDP. So pretty good. I'm assuming he's just been focusing on this front line area. I don't see anything else. Alright, so we have another king. Oh, well, except this one by Eugene. So we'll see how long this one lasts. I'm assuming... So we have a Yag Tiger... and Tiger Ace. Okay. A lot of tanks pushing through, so the king and a Brumbar. That's a weird combination. A king and a Brumbar. You killed the crew. That's beautiful. And what... Okay, here's my question. What do you think the armored car is going to do? Exactly. It's a Tiger Ace. It's not a half-dead king. Yeah, just run. That's a good idea. Also, really? No mines, nothing like that. I know we're wrong. You guys have been using a lot of munitions, which is kind of the negative to having specials. People don't use the munitions for other things, like upgrading units, or mines, or like other components that could really help. If he would have killed that unit before he could get in the tank, that would have been amazing. But yeah, the bulldozer isn't designed to fight this thing. Nor is a Wolverine. Oh my god, we have one of these guys. Hey dude, you know what would have been helpful? A Jackson. Because guess what that Wolverine's going to do against, you know, the almighty king. Sorry, not king. Tiger Ace. Well, it would do the same thing to the king. Nothing. Wow, you're going to Fury it? You're going to fire from the back? Okay, this guy's a moron for charging a bulldozer, of all things, and going after a bulldozer in the base. Because, you know, let's charge the enemy base to kill a bulldozer. A bulldozer in which he probably can deploy rather quickly. There's a whole AT line. And this is what I mean by people don't know how to use the Tiger Ace. Oh my god. Here's a tip. If you're gonna chase down something, at least make it be worth it. If it's a King Tiger, I can assume that's the biggest, heaviest tank in the game. I can understand why you want to murder that thing as much as you do. But when it's a fucking bulldozer, I just don't know what to say. It's wasteful. It's wasteful losing that powerful of a unit. Because again, you can't deploy another one. Now let's see, Yag, and I'm assuming Pack 43, yep, guarding over here. So we could have a big issue. Now if they get a few more shots with the Fireflies, that could be, well, pretty good. Come on. Looks like they destroyed a lot of the logs so they can see farther. And it looks like a lot of the shots are bouncing. So, wow, 3 shots bouncing. That's kind of bullshit. Oh, look, they have packs now. But, oh, nice mine. What, was that mine? Was that their mine? Maybe. Pack line, again, gonna annihilate it. Brumbar is still an armored unit, so it's still super effective against AT. Nice Stuka, charging it, you know, shooting at charging forces, not a bad idea. Crocodile once again moving in. Why are you charging a Yag Tiger head on? It's a tank destroyer. Now 2 stars, by the way, so great job on your assault. This Wolverine has to be full so cocky. It's like, hey, I hope kill the Tiger Ace. But this is what I mean. Literally 1 shot from the Yag almost brought it down to like 60-75% of its health gone. Jackson isn't much better, but at least it could take 2 hits. We have more artillery coming in. 4-star artillery. What does that do? So we'll increase shot accuracy, rate of fire, and max range. Wow, so that's to be a really good RDVs. And again, they keep... I mean, don't get me wrong, I understand why they're charging through this direction, but you guys know that this is still like an option, right? You can flank through here. Oh, nice. We have a nice Luke's. Oh, please just go circles around this. Please. Make my day. Dang it, armored cars here. Yeah, you killed it. And managed to escape. Oh, if you charge it... Dude, you have a 3-star armored car. Don't chase it. Stuka fire, and I see a nice... Hit some of your own units, but hey, nice job. Oh, Zeke is... Oh, wow, he's crippled. Yeah, I'm assuming he's waiting for an IS-2, but man, he could probably get some basic infantry in the meantime. Let's see, Skin has some forces. I like his attacks with the armored car. I guess he's trying to help, but I don't know. Other than the armored car, he hasn't done that great. Fat Counselor, good job with the infantry. I'm questioning the motive with the Wolverines, but hey, at least you're deploying Wolverines. I mean, at least you're using them and not sacrificing them as much. Usually when I see people deploy Wolverines, they just send them to their graves, so at least you're keeping them alive. And Bluey, your Firefly's been pretty good. I haven't really seen the I mean, you have a 3-star officer, which, let me double check how many kills it has. 18. So you've been using that effectively. You haven't kept your commandos alive, but hey, whatever. Yeah, hey, genius. Can't really attack it with a pack. Although, I don't understand what your plan is, because there's a King and a Yag. And if you try to go out there, you're pretty much a goner. Alright, so in my humble opinion, the Axis are going to, and the Axis will win this, and the Allies will lose. And this is why. Anytime you see a verse an enemy with that many OKW, you could have easily won this if you had a commando bombing strike or tactical support, because you need something very big and powerful to break this up. That's what the British are good for. They have specials that are designed to break up heavy OKW fortifications and emplacements, whether it be Pack 43s or artilleries or whatever, artillery guns or whatever. By the way, we now have a 4-star. By the way, still 4-star. Oh no, he's going to use the special. Ah, dang, he lost a 3-star pack. Probably should place a bunker or something, or an MG. Stop them from doing that. But at least you remand it. Nice half-track. Stop the air support. Shoot it down. The King's moving up, being like, I don't care at this point, honestly. What are you possibly going to do to me? We have a Comet, which seems to, it looked like it was going into attack, but then is like, I'm scared and ran away. And now it's dead. Firefly trying to get off a shot. 3 stars, which makes it really powerful, but just not hitting anything. Eugene, I'll give you this. A 4-star artillery and a 4-star Luke's. The fact your Luke's has been alive this long is something, I guess, was it Skin tried and succeeded? Kind of. I mean, congratulations, Skin. You've managed to keep this armored car alive, but nothing else. Yeah. The Allies had this, honestly. I feel like the Allies would have won this if they would have capitalized on what they had. If they would have kept hitting, using the opportunity, hitting the Axis from multiple angles, going around, using the armored car, knocking out the Stuka, knocking out the Panzerwerfer. Wow, 1 shot and a couple like hits with the half-track and it's gone. You would have been fine. You would have been great. You would have been in a perfect position. But you kind of fucked up because you decided to engage the Axis on just a frontline basis, and very rarely does it ever work. Oh look, you see how well this flank is doing? Again, they're focusing on the front line. You're easily taking out their stuff, flanking them, and doing a great old job. Plus, you can set traps. If it's in your own territory, you know they're not there, so you can prepare and set up all these cool traps like this guy is doing. He's trying, but his allies are just like not really caring at all. Nor, I mean, I think he could capitalize on a little bit more. And he himself has also gone through mid, so I can't say he's like a perfect, but at least Fat, as much as I don't like the doctrine he picked, is trying. He's genuinely trying to take out the Axis, and it's just not working. 3-star Churchill, but looks like he lost the Firefly to long-range combat. I'm gonna assume the YAG had something to do with it. Just pointing out there. Double King. It's yeah. You guys the Allies start off so well. But again, if I had to say what also helped, I'm going to say the Pak-43 probably, helped. I would say the artillery blasting their stuff over here, and all the artillery pretty much, they hit all their like forward assemblies and forward posts over here. Probably was helpful. Probably was really helpful, I'm going to be clear. Really surprised they haven't hit this, but maybe they didn't see it, I don't know. Double King pushing in. ISU has no idea what to do. Nice flare, at least you can see stuff. Wolverine's coming in. Again, this would be great if you could flank it from behind, but I don't think you're going to get that option. Tank traps are kind of stopping him, or making it a little bit more difficult. You're doing a massive push, but guys, I mean, YAG is still there. And now it's like shooting fish in a barrel. Nice job trying to flank it. Yeah, but remember, while you turn around to shoot him, he's still there to shoot you. Yeah. And you killed, wow, you killed Eugene's King. But now he's calling in Zering artillery. So I expect a lot of allied units to start dying. Oh, nice Firefly shot. Okay, Double King down. That's cool. That was a really nice hit. But, as they say this, Zering artillery is pretty much killing off his units. Oh, that's great. You gonna keep that unit there? If the artillery comes down and starts murdering it. Nope. Wolverine's on standby on the right. Again, I'll give him credit. He's doing a lot with the Wolverines. Alright? He's doing well. The problem is I just find the rest of his team not doing so great. Like, for example, like this guy. Oh, he finally, well, you got some units. But if I was them, I would, wow, that was a really nice Stuka. You kind of, never mind, you hit your target. But, yeah, nice job killing your own units. I guess they're weak when they deploy from buildings, which is why that French squad wiped. So, wait, I feel like this red guy also kind of failed because I feel like he should have probably had some type of defense to stop them from pushing in. I just feel like the teamwork over here wasn't that great holding. But that being said, they should have capitalized on their advantage. The Axis definitely capitalized on their advantage by pushing in and still pushing in. Sometimes a little bit too much, aka this guy. But, I mean, I can see what they were trying to do. I just feel their strategy was not all that well founded. I mean, it's not like they didn't try. Like, again, I see fuel points, munitions, and other things over here, and I don't see what the Axis. So, in all honesty, I do think the Axis probably would have lost this if the Allies would have picked the right doctrines. That's why I feel like with these, it's like with all these railway, while it's so powerful, it's not enough to really break up a chunk. It's like even with the railway, it's like a pinpoint strike. Even if it's taking out building, it's still a pinpoint strike. You need something with a wide aerial effect, which is why I like the British bombing strikes. Another Stuka coming in. Also, they have a 4-star Stuka, all right, and that is crippling all your men. Absolutely crippling. Also nice artillery now. So Eugene, 5-star, very nice. Can use the artillery and kill some of this stuff. I'm just saying, that would be pretty epic. We have a push coming on this side, but okay, so he did take out the Pack 43, but he didn't take out the Pack line, which is still there, which I think has always been there. Yeah, I feel like these guys also liked recon. I feel like they just charged in and thinking, guys, we're going to be okay, and every single time they charged in, they got hit with a pack line. Smart for the Axis to get a pack line. I mean, without their Panzer IVs or Panthers, which I haven't seen this game, which is astounding as well, because a lot of people are like, oh, the Panther, the Panzer IV, blah, blah, blah. They didn't use them this time, so you can't blame those. They actually used a wide variety of, like, Brumbars and Lukes and other things, so they actually used a wide variety of forces. But yeah, I just don't feel like I feel like the Axis players, Allied players keep charging into an unknown battle. They should have some type of recon or ability or something along those lines to see what the enemy has, and they have those, by the way, with like their special fortifications, for example, for the British, etc. The major for the Americans. But use the recon, see what the enemy has, plan your attack, and move. I just feel like you guys aren't planning. Like, you guys are just moving in, thinking everything's going to be okay, and it's not. Also, sometimes your units got hit with a Stuka, and that's it's with all these troops here, pretty much vetted up there. All this infantry is going to die. If you take the... Oh, my God. Fat Controller's done. He's like, I'm done. I'm done. That is brutal. Having all of your tanks while healing, all their crews dead from an OKW assault. That's amazing. That's just GG. And that did turn out to be GG. So let's see about damage and everything. Eugene, let's see. You got most kills. I can definitely see that with your artillery. Most damage went to, looks like King. I think he had the, yeah, he had the Yag. I'm assuming that's why you got it, the Yag. Yeah, 37,000. They never combated the Yag or anything along those lines. You also had the 4-star Stuka, which was really good. See how much damage that thing do? All right, Stuka. Yeah, it did enough. Yeah, it did plenty. So what happened? I felt like the Allies did a great job at flanking around and moving through and cutting and taking advantage of the Axis's push and doubling down on that, to where even though the Axis did push up to here, the Allies did way more than were able to capitalize on a lot more and do a lot more damage to the inside of the Axis line, to the point where the Axis were kind of at a choke point. This is where you really need to just not keep attacking and just fortify. Keep picking them off, but just hold that territory. But you didn't. When the Axis attacked, because you attacked for so long, consistently, you had nothing to defend your territory. So they were able to get everything back, no problem. They still managed to push inside your base while you were most of the time unable to push into theirs. You had some pushes on the right-hand side, mostly by Fat, but honestly, I was expecting a flank or something to kill a lot. I mean, the front line you did some damage, but I was expecting a flank to kill the Stuka and the Panzerwerfer and all this stuff that was killing you. But that never happened. I was also expecting you guys to use your artillery to start neutralizing these points. That never happened. I was expecting you guys to do a lot of different things that just didn't end up happening. I was expecting the IS-2 to be a good unit because you buffed the thing up really well. Unfortunately, you didn't. You microed it terribly, you sent it in without support, and the Yag and the King demolished it or even just random units demolished. I feel like just the lack of recon and the lack of the lack of, I don't know, the best way I can put it is just the lack of just ingenuity to really just change the enemy. But a lot of time I just saw was just push. Well, the Axes, on the other hand, use a variety of armor I don't typically see, managed to keep their units vetted up, and yes, they did lose some King Tigers, but they managed for a long time combat heavier allied armor through just anti-tank guns, which is something I don't normally see. Which, again, nice job. Axis with the allies, we can see here, Bluey, let's see, 53,000. I'm assuming just from his Firefly. Those Fireflies were great. Fat had great infantry, and he did what he could with Wolverines until it was just demolished. Skins got annihilated. I mean, he had a good armored car, but I never really see him take too much. I mean, like, he did small pushes, but he never capitalized on anything amazingly. Zeke was also kind of just all over the place. He had an IS-2, and he has least amount of damage. That I have nothing more to say. But yeah, that's game. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you send in those replays so that way I can showcase some allied replays if you are sick and tired of OKW ones. Yes, I've been reading your comments. I know what you guys have been saying. If you guys want me to go over some Axis replays, send those in, and I will. Remember, Facebook, Gmail, both link here on my YouTube. And if you, again, do like this video, like and subscribe, and if you want to support me more, check out my Patreon. Otherwise, check out the comments in a minute, and I'll see you next time. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17. Time to go over your comments. Pinsel and Clorox Breach. I was Clorox Bleach in live stream. Never would have known. Cash Waggers, how does this video have 2,000 likes and only 145 views? It's because you went from one video to another. Sometimes YouTube will have an issue in which it copies the like system from one video to another. It's weird. Yeah. Pedro down BT. The Pumas killed the Pershing. Rear shots. Thanks for casting the replay. No problem, PT. That's what I thought. And the Lukes almost survived the game. The Kubels was a misclick. Makes perfect sense. Again, I don't know when a misclick usually happens. So I'm just like, that's weird. And the Kubels running out of the middle of nowhere is a perfect example of, like, the rest of the game was really good, so I can believe that was a misclick. Hey, wait a minute. Chief didn't buy a mortar. He is an idiot. Are we talking about the American mortar? I mean, if so, you're right. I mean, actually, technically, having any sort of RD would have been good in that situation. Yeah. I'm thinking about it now. That would have probably helped them out. And smiley face. Great set of comments, everybody. Really in depth. Really in depth. Anyway, thank you guys for your comments. You guys post at least a few. As long as you guys post a few more than a couple, I'll go over your comments every time for every video. But in any case, thank you, and I'll see you next time.